Mobile games tend to be absolute garbage. The graphics are bad, there are lots of ads, and the gameplay is terrible. A lot of people think that the reason for this is because mobile devices have bad performance, but that's just not the case. It's because given that the mobile game industry is known mostly for the shitfest of trashy games out there, most good developers just don't want to put any time into making a mobile game, and that's understandable. Mobile horror games aren't any better, so that's why today I'll be reviewing 4 trashy mobile horror games. Anyway, as a rule of thumb, I am not going to turn on airplane mode to see just how scummy these games can be with the ads.
Oh my god.
Which language would you
Hell
like to
no,
learn?
man.
Anyways, without further ado... So, this first game is called Evil Scary Escape Games 2022. A game where you run away from a spooky creature while completing puzzles, if you can even call them that. And boy, it looks so bad that I initially didn't even want to review it. But wherever I looked on the App Store, it was there waiting for me. What even is this thing?
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man.
So the description reads, Best evil mission of horror games in terrible environment. Making escape plan after completed mission in scary house. And I'll let you read the rest of it because I honestly can't do it while keeping a straight face. Welcome to Evil Escape Games, which features tense atmosphere, difficult challenges, and breathtaking mechanics. And of course there's a goddamn level system. It starts the game with my car crashing into a tree for no reason and the game telling me to hurry and go to some safe place, but not before giving me an ad. This game has so many ads that the developer probably made thousands of dollars off the handful of people who played this game. It gives you an ad for literally every button you press, even the pause button. And more often than not, to stop watching an ad, you need to press another button that will also give you an ad. But what about the actual gameplay? The first couple of levels of the game take place in some massive field. I don't understand why they call this a scary escape game when it's in an area the size of the Great Wall of China. The game also has a lot of graphics problems. Who would have guessed? I don't even know what time of day it's supposed to be because the sky is just black with no lighting whatsoever. In one part of the game there's this field and just have a look at it. Seriously, what is this? There are even parts of the game that are not to scale and there's an entire floor missing from one of the houses. Ignoring the graphics, the gameplay is really janky. So much so that the developer decided the only function in this game should be touching these yellow boxes that take you to the next level. Is there even an enemy in this game? Well, yes and no. The whole game is supposed to be running away from this little creature and I can't even tell what it's supposed to be. Because of the big empty field, this monster is practically non-existent, and it doesn't help that it has terrible AI. I kid you not, I was literally chasing after this monster and it was changing direction all the time. It's almost a chore to get killed in this game. At one point I lost track of it because the game doesn't even render things that are too far away. On the second level, I decided to let the monster kill me, so I got really close and it just started running around in circles. Afterwards, a half-hour-long cutscene played with my character breathing and then being slapped by the scary creature.
Oh!
After completing a couple of levels, I found out there were some missions inside one of the houses, which is clearly just a reskin of the house in Granny Chapter 2. This time Siren Head, or whatever it's even supposed to be, posed a little bit of a threat because he was in the enclosed space with me. I honestly wanted to finish the game because I was hoping it had a funny ending, like a really janky animation of Siren Head dying. At one point, Siren Head was patrolling an area, and I'll admit I had a little fun sneaking past him and hiding in corners as he went by. But yeah, there's not that much this game has to offer. So the second game is 100 Doors Scary Horror Escape, which has no ratings at all. What a surprise. The description states, can you pass through the 100 doors alive? Joining 100 Doors, Scary Horror Escape, where you can experience the most petrifying escape challenge of your life. So yeah, apparently it's the scariest thing a human can experience, but it's rated 9+. And yes, I'm aware this is a ripoff of some Roblox game. Spawning in, I exit an elevator and find myself in a room. The graphics look kinda decent, but I'm assuming at least half of the 3D models are from some asset store, as they seem to have different art styles and don't fit together very well. There are also a lot of seams in the textures that the developers didn't even try to hide. But hey, at least they're HD. Now, as one would expect, this is just a jankier ripoff of a game where you're in the scary haunted hotel escaping from entities. However, as far as I've played, the entities are almost non-existent in this game. A few doors in, I saw this ghost, which I guess is supposed to be Rush, but I can literally just dodge him. Some rooms are locked and others need a lever to be opened. Now, unlike doors, many rooms tend to extend into massive areas where you need to find a key, which makes the gameplay kind of frustrating. At certain points in the game, these random entities jumped at me, although there didn't seem to be a health bar system, so they don't pose a threat as far as I can tell. Then the game tricked me into watching an ad in exchange of a torch. Now, indoors, when certain entities are coming, the lights will flicker. This game doesn't even give me that challenge, as it just tells me to go hide in a wardrobe. I reached a point in the game where there was a locked door, and even though I looked everywhere for the key, it was nowhere to be found. It doesn't seem right to end the game here, but you probably didn't miss anything. Let's just move on. The next game is Scary Horror Apocalypse, a game where you're in a terrifying forest and you have to kill the spooky zombies, which has only 2 ratings that gives it a 3.0. The only review says that the game crashed repeatedly and asked them for personal details. Oh well. The description reads, "The Misty Horror Forest is one of our most terrifying horror 3D games. One of the things I can't process about this awful looking game is that it was apparently made by a studio. How? I can't imagine the team showing this to their boss and the boss saying, 'Yep, that's exactly what I wanted to see. Time to publish this.' The game starts in a forest, and I didn't notice this in game because my volume was turned low, but my damn character is breathing really heavily. One of the worst parts in this game is the controls. They are so bad. There are 2 joysticks on the screen, one to look around and one to move. I eventually got sort of used to them, but they were still really janky. Now, in this game, random zombies are spawning everywhere, which you have to shoot down with your gun, or kill them with your axe. Although I don't see why you'd want to do that, since you can only use it up close. Now, the zombies' AI is okay, I guess. Their vision range is pretty small and they run a little bit faster when they see you. Shooting at them also alerts them, which is a nice touch. However, the navigation is not that good because they get stuck on trees. However, this game is really easy as there aren't that many zombies coming out of the forest and your gun's range is enormous. I literally killed 2 zombies with 1 shot and they weren't even that close to a shot. The only thing that makes this game a little harder is, as I said earlier, the controls. And although this does make it more of a challenge, it's no fun when the difficulty of a game comes from its bad design. But hey, at least it doesn't have any ads. The last game is Backrooms Horror Scary Games, a game where you navigate the backrooms while running away from a spooky monster. This game is the highest amount of ratings in this video, having 51 that average a 4.5, although there's no reviews at all, somehow. The description reads, "Are you prepared to go on this mysterious adventure? Can you overcome your worries in order to succeed in this challenge and escape the backrooms?" At first, it might look like an okay game, but in terms of ads, it's scummier than all the other games, as it doesn't want you to turn off your Wi-Fi and gives you several ads before you can even start playing. Thanks, Dev. Loading in, it looks fairly polished at first glance, but has weird graphics problems like texture overlapping and random holes in the walls. I'm trying to progress through the level, but my health goes down for no apparent reason, and I get random bumpiness from the floor. Great. Now, I'm supposed to find one of my colleagues and read the number written on his shirt, but the game just spoon feeds me where I have to go, making the gameplay really empty and no fun at all. There's supposed to be an enemy in this game, but wherever I looked, there was nothing. After reaching the room, I looked at the number on this guy's shirt, and in the second level, I had to go to an exit. The third level is just a repeat of the second, but with a different door. Wow. I eventually found a gun, and in the 5th level I had to find and kill the bacteria. But the game didn't want to tell me where it was, so I spent half an hour looking for it and half an hour killing it. So yeah, the bacteria is really tanky and takes a lot to defeat. But the bad AI makes up for it, because the bot was really slow and at one point they just started spinning. Eventually it died, and that was it. But hey, at least the animation looks funny. The bacteria only killed me once because the game randomly decided to give me an ad in the middle of the fight. Awesome. I don't even want to finish this game because it just goes on and the next few levels are only repeats of the boss fight. Backrooms Horror Scary might actually be the worst game on this list. I mean, at least Evil Scary Escape had some actual gameplay, even though it was pretty bad. But this game is just bad. I have nothing more to say about this. Trashy game.